Hi there, it's me, Gamer Tire here. I am recapping Star Wars Ahsoka Season 1, Episode 6, Part 6, Far, Far Away. Please subscribe, watch your videos, and donate. Thanks. Let's get started. As Ahsoka Tano and Hugh and her droid travel through hyperspace within the mouth of Perugal, the two reminisce about the stories of the space whales. The droid tells Tano and the other Jedi younglings at the Jedi Temple. When Tano declines to hear one of the stories, the droid asks Tano for one. In response, Tano tells the droid that Superman went with the enemy willingly, which the droid regards as troubling. Tano agrees, but the droid suggests that the Force provided Ren with some insight in her decision. And that for her, saving Ezra Bridger may have been the only choice. Tano then decides to hear out the droid's stories. After all, the droid begins his tale. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Zermain wakes up aboard the Eye of the Scion inside a prison cell. As Bayon's skull passes by the cell, Ren jabs that she had hoped for a room with a view. Skull suggests that her imprisonment would be an opportunity for reflection, something that Ren claimed avid. Ren reminds Skull of the deal regarding finding Bridger. Skull departs silently as Ren angrily calls out to him. Skull returns to the bridge of the eye, marking to Morgan Elizabeth about Ren's impatience. When Elizabeth asks Skull if he intends to follow through on his promise to her, he simply responds that her pursuit of Bridger blinds her and that she may be of use to them. At that moment, the eye merged from hyperspace at Perudia. Elizabeth states how the planet is the ancient homeworld of her people, the Damari, and Skull recalls the Jedi archive stories of the planet and how it used to it was used as the end of the Perugal's migration route from one galaxy to another. Elizabeth tells of how her ancestors were the first to ride the creatures. Skull remarks on the planet's nature as Perugal graveyard. As the eye passes through the planet's rings, which are made of Perugal bones, Shin Hati collects Ren from her cell, and the two, along with Elizabeth and Skull, travel to Perudia's surface. The groups meet three night sisters known as the Great Mothers, and they head similar to the Reflex Point on Senatos. One of them welcomes Elizabeth as a child of Dumar, promising her by saying she did their ancestors credit. Elizabeth confirms that the Night Sisters' visions guided them across the stars to Perudia. When the witches mention Grand Admiral Thrawn, Elizabeth asks where he is, to which the sisters announce that he is coming. One witch remarks that Ren stinks of Jedi, and marks her as dangerous, restricting and sending her away using 3 floating spears. As Ren is whisked away, she reminds Skull again about their deal, asking for Bridger. Skull and Hati linger at the stone pillars. Skull states that Perudia is a place of dreams and madness. Children's stories come to life. Hati voices that she does not know such stories, as she was not raised at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. Skull continues regarding the tales of Perudia as ancient folk tales long forgotten. Hati muses that sometimes stories are just stories. Skull recollects that as I older than Hati's age, he watched the Jedi Temple burn and couldn't make sense of it at all that the time. at all at the time. Alright. Skull reflects that so older Hati. Oh yeah, I read that part. Skull suggests. However, Skull states that as one ages and learns history, such things reveal themselves as inevitable, such as the fall of the Jedi Order and the rise of the Empire. Repeating in a cycle, Hati asks if it is their turn and if Dawn return will finally bring them to power. Skull regards such power as fleeting. Instead, claiming to seek a new beginning to bring the cycle to an end. When Hati asks if that beginning is where Dawn return will finally bring them power. When Hati asks if that beginning is why is there at Perudia, her master smiles, believing that it is if the stories are true. Ren, once again in confinement, paces her cell. She closes her eyes and reaches out with her hand, attempting to open the door and using the force. Through the cell begins to rumble. She looks out the window and sees the Admiral, the arrival of the Imperial Star Destroyer, the Chimeria. The ship slowly decays at the hedge to make Elizabeth's entrance, and the Night Sisters as the ship hangar meets the pillar. Rows of night troopers stand guard as Dawn marches down between them. As Dawn greets his new allies alongside his captain of the guard, Enoch. He muses that what was once a dream was now a frightening reality for those who opposed them, and salutes the Night Sisters. Dawn notes Elizabeth's efforts in their ability to finally escape exile. He introduces Enoch and announces that he will begin a cargo transfer as in agreement with the Great Mothers. Elizabeth tells Dawn that she has seen the catacombs and that it will take at least 3 rotations. Dawn says this is an unacceptable time frame. Georges bring up the prisoner, Ren, whom Skull revealed he had brought as he believed she would be of use. After being introduced to Dawn alongside his apprentice as mercenaries, Dawn remembers him as General Bayon Skull of the Jedi Order. Skull assures him that he parted ways with the Jedi Order long ago. As Elizabeth mentions Ren's name, Dawn remembers her and agrees that Ren would be a great use to them. 2 night troopers bring Ren to Dawn, who recognizes her and thanks her for his escape from exile. When Ren asks for the whereabouts of Brigger, Dawn simply states that her desire to reunite with an old friend will reshape their galaxy. When Ren reacts to her question, Dawn reassures her that he intended to honor their agreement with Skull. As Enoch removes her restraints, Dawn promises to outfit her with a mount, provisions, and their latest intelligence on Brigger's whereabouts. When Ren asks if Dawn is going to let her walk out there, Dawn says he is helping her cause to thank her for helping his cause. However, he warns her that his ship leaves, she will be stranded in Perugia forever, adding that Brigger may already be dead. Ren asserts that Brigger is still alive, promoting Dawn to say that she gambled the fate of the galaxy on that belief. When Ren replies that Dawn couldn't understand and turns the topic to the question of her mount. Enoch and the Night Troopers introduce Ren to her mount, a hauler. Enoch says "Tata," which promotes the creature to kneel so that Ren can mount its saddle. Enoch warns the wasteland is inhabited by nomads who prey on each other for survival. The captain returns to Rin for blasters. The captain returns to Rin her blasters and her lightsaber before telling her to die well. Rin rides out the gates into a grazy frontier. Skull, Hati, Elsbeth, and Dawn watch Ren's departure from a balcony. Hati states that Ren is embarking on a fool's errand. Dawn tells Skull and Hati that they can follow Ren at their own pace. Perplexed, Hati says that she thought Skull was honored his agreement not to harm Ren. Dawn explains that he allowed Ren to leave to find Brigger only so that she and her master can destroy them both. As Ren travels the periodic steps atop her howler, the mountain eventually comes to a stop, and Ren begins to scan for signs of Brigger. Suddenly, a bandit appears and shoots Ren. Through the blast hits her Berserker armor, leaving Beskar armor, leaving her unharmed. Her mount is startled and runs off. The assault continues, so multiple bandits surround Ren. Despite attacking her with blasters and melee weapons, Ren kills or disarms them all with the aid of her lightsaber. Through the bandits are defeated, her scanner is broken beyond repair, and she continues without it. At the Night Sisters' fortress, Skull and Hati mount their own haulers and chase after Ren at the Chimeria. The Night Troopers load floating strange containers into the ship. Each announces Skull and Hati's departure to Thawne, who allows 2 squads to support the mercenaries. Alza suggests sending more troops, but Thawne refuses, citing his forces' dwindling numbers in the past years. As Enoch leaves, Thawne tells Elsbeth that it did not ultimately matter whether Ren and Brigger were left stranded in Peruit or died, and that the same was true for Skull and Hati. On Peruvian steppes, Ren, followed by her remorseless power, Betis, the beast, for abandoning berates the beast for abandoning her during the fight with the bandits, dismissing it as a coward. As it continues to follow her, Ren decides to give the creature another chance. After continuing their journey further, the howler leads Ren into a valley where they discover a purple and various rocks. The howler insects one of the rocks. It jumps up in fear, revealing itself as a Nati. Ren lays down her weapon, attempting to communicate that she means no harm. Once the Nati approaches Ren, it notices the Rebel Alliance starbird symbol on her pauldron, and reveals a necklace bearing the symbol that resembles Ren's original starbird design. Ren deduces that this could mean that the alien knows Brigger, and asks if he can lead her to him. The Nati, some other of his kind, forming a huddle and conversing in the Nati language. When Ren asks her for her friend, the Nati beckon for Ren to follow as they continue into the valley. As Skull and Hati track her down Ren, they discover the remains of a battle between Ren and the bandits, deducing that Ren was still alive. Hati asks her master if he knows the one Ren seeks so desperately. Skull answers that he does not. Brigger was trained as a Jedi in the wild after the fall of the Jedi Temple. Hati likens herself to Brigger in that way, but Skull assures her that he trained her as his apprentice to be something more. Hati asks if Skull missed the order. Skull states that he misses the idea of the order, but not the truth or weakness of it, claiming there was no future there. When Hati Hati then asks Skull if he missed. When Hati wonders if the Master saw his future on Perodia, which she regarded as a wasteland, Skull suggests that the planet once held the witch kingdom of the Dathmari. As confirmed in the presence of the Great Mothers, Hati fears that there may be a good reason the Night Sisters wanted to leave Perodia, but Skull reveals that he felt something stirring there, calling him. At that moment, bandits approached the two, but Skull could discourage his violence, saying that the enemy is one enemy is one's friend. Still following the Nati, Ren arrives at the Nati settlement beside a lake, telling her how to wait on the outskirts. As Ren seamlessly looks around, she is met by Brigger, who says that he knew he could count on her. And Ren looks upon her friend with joy. Brigger smiles and says that it took her long enough. When Ren responds by saying that nobody knew where he was going, Brigger says he didn't know either. Ren remarks that Brigger always had a plan, but never a good one. Brigger asks if his plan worked. When Ren confirms, the two warmly embrace. The search for Brigger finally concluded. Brigger tells Nati to be ready to move, explaining that they are nomadic. Brigger wonders how Ren found Perodia in himself, but Ren deflects the question, asking if she can just be happy that she found him. Brigger confides and thanks Ren for coming, saying that he couldn't wait to go home. Back at the Night Sisters' fortress, the Great Mothers announce to Thawne that a Jedi is coming to Perodia. Thawne asks Elizabeth if the Jedi could be Tano, who was regarded as a deceased after the duel with Skull. Although Elizabeth regards this as impossible, as Skull asserted of Tano's death, Thawne maintains that Elizabeth should not have underestimated a Jedi, and that death was a common deception among both them and the Night Sisters. Thawne asserts that they could regard Skull's judgment as flawed. So was once a Jedi, he was once a Jedi, and that they would consider Tano alive until they know otherwise. The Grand Admiral requested to know anything about Tano, quoting her history, homeworld, and master, adding that if Perugal approaches Perodia to destroy it with prejudice. Thawne turns to the grandmothers, requesting once again to make use of the dark magics. Please subscribe, help reach 1,000 plus subscribers. Watch the videos fully, helps increase the watch hours to 4,000 plus. And help fund the channel by donating monthly to the Patreon page, starting at $8 a month, with 4 plus posts per month, or $3 per post, or a one-time donation on the Ko-fi page. Have a blessed day. See you all next video visit. But for now, bye!